Hi, my name is Hana Chollar, and the title of my capstone presentation is Thinking About Nature: How Forest Classrooms Foster Systems Thinking Skills in Preschoolers. I'll start with some background and definitions first. So, environmental education is crucial for increasing environmental literacy and the undertaking of pro-environmental actions. Early childhood environmental education is beneficial for child development and instills a sense of stewardship for the environment during the formative years of development. Systems thinking is a way of thinking holistically about the connections and interdependencies within and between systems. And it's really important in environmental education, especially because environmental issues often intersect super complex socio-ecological systems. And despite its importance, the role of systems thinking during early childhood has been understudied. And so this research aims to investigate the presence of systems thinking in early childhood environmental education. So my research question was, how is systems thinking embedded into the outdoor forest preschool classroom? For the summer internship, I interned at Fiddleheads Forest School, which is a fully outdoor preschool, and I helped carry out their summer preschool sessions. For my research methods, I interviewed teachers and thematically analyzed their responses, collected anecdotal evidence, and reviewed the current literature. Over here in Figure 1, you can see some examples of Fiddlehead students engaging in outdoor learning within the forest classroom. And so for my first result, I'm actually going to tell a short story about my time at Fiddleheads. Um, One day we were just in the forest classroom during free playtime, and one child found a roly-poly under a log and wanted to make a home for the roly-poly. Of course, this sparked a lot of excitement and started a whole group of kids walking around chanting, "We're going on a bug hunt," and wanting to find bugs and worms of their own to find and make a home for. And this playing sparked these questions like, I wonder what this creature eats and what does it need to survive in its home? And so this relates to systems thinking because it prompted this thinking about interdependencies within the environment and also the role that we as humans play in as part of the environment, but also as stewards of nature. And so this first result was inspiring inquiry about the ecosystem. Another way that systems thinking is embedded into the forest classroom is the experiential learning of weather and seasons. And so they are fully outdoors all year round, and this direct experience of weather really allows them to form an understanding of changing weather and seasonal patterns throughout the year. This quote from a Fiddleheads teacher says, in an indoor classroom, you might look at a weather chart or out the window, which is just not the same as feeling the rain on your skin and seeing, hearing, and even smelling it. And so this full sensory experience that kids get when they're outside and learning really contributes to this systems understanding that they get of how weather works and how the seasons change throughout the year. And over here in Figure 2 is the area of the forest classroom where circle time is held. And so often during circle time, they will gather and talk about the things that they notice around the classroom and how this relates to the changing seasons. And it also connects to one of the habits of a systems thinker, which is observing how elements within systems change over time, generating patterns and trends by the Water Center for Systems Thinking. A third result that I found is how the less controlled environment of the outdoors increases opportunities to learn from unexpected events. And so I also have a short story for this one. One day we were outside in the meadow eating a picnic lunch, and a bumblebee started flying around some kids. This did spark some reactions of fear and telling teachers that they were a little scared of the bee. But then the teacher gently reminded them that the bumblebee wasn't there to hurt us, but they were actually helping the flowers grow. And so by the end of the day, some of the kids that might have been a little scared of the bumblebee before were seeing bumblebees and saying, "Oh, thank you, bees." And so this connects to another habit of a systems thinker, which is changing perspectives to increase understanding, and just really encapsulates how the less controlled environment of the outdoors opens these opportunities to learn from things that happen and just changing your mind and changing perspectives into learning something new. And lastly, I found that the role of teachers and caretakers is very vital for fostering systems thinking skills by facilitating inquiry-based systems learning through the careful use of language. And so this really just means that when the kids are forming inquiries and asking questions about the things they notice in the environment, teachers um, ha- have to make sure to not answer everything that they ask and just leaving the learning for them to do themselves. And so this quote here from a teacher says, "Sometimes it's my instinct to explain what I know, but I think it's important to share that you might not know everything, and there are things that you're still learning too." And so this shows the important role that teachers have in the careful word choice that they use when interacting with the kids in their explorations. So in conclusion, systems thinking naturally arises out of play, exploration, and interactions with the environment that the kids experience in the forest classrooms. Because of this importance, availability and accessibility to outdoor early childhood education should be increased wherever possible. However, outdoor education is inequitable due to socioeconomic inequalities and structural environmental racism. Further research could draw from these findings and find ways to incorporate similar systems thinking curriculum and experiences into indoor and urban environments. This way, this type of education can be increased access overall. And so by increasing this curricula and access to early childhood environmental education, future environmental and climate justice leaders may become equipped with the skills and values necessary to maintain sustainable socio-ecological systems for generations to come. I would like to thank my site supervisor, Bree Castle, my faculty advisor, Jamie Cho, everyone at Fiddleheads, and a big thanks to my friends, family, and cohort for supporting me throughout my capstone journey. Thank you for listening.